Man, listen, Shedeur we talked about it, Earl. He's talented. Like, he has all the talent and the ability you want. He has the leadership qualities you need.
The NFL wasn't ready for this. A rookie quarterback, barely 7 practices into his first pro training camp, walks onto the field and starts dismantling defensive schemes like he's been doing it for a decade. He's reading coverages before the snap, dissecting blitzes mid-play, and torching defensive backs who were supposed to make him look like a rookie. But here's the thing. Shedeur Sanders wasn't even supposed to be in this position yet. He's not the starter. He's not even officially the backup. And yet, in just 1 week, he's forced his way into the conversation and made NFL veterans and analysts stop and ask, is this kid hacking the system?
He still broke records that your Pro Bowler and Super Bowl contestants haven't even touched in the NFL level.
Shedeur was my 20th player. He's a first-round caliber player. Like, talent-wise, both those guys, I think, have a huge advantage over Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett has to be light years better.
When Shedeur Sanders signed his rookie deal with the Cleveland Browns, most people barely blinked. It was a standard rookie contract. 4 years, slotted salary, no eye-popping bonuses. On paper, it looked like the typical agreement teams give to any quarterback picked in the middle rounds. But behind the scenes, this wasn't just about dollars and cents. The way the deal was structured revealed something bigger. The Browns were keeping their options open. Buried in the fine print were performance triggers, incentives that could drastically increase Shedeur's pay if he saw significant playing time early. That's not normal for a supposed developmental quarterback. And it raised a question. Did the Browns already suspect he might force his way onto the field sooner than expected?
He's an actual proven talent. He's proven that every single team you put him on, he becomes better.
Some insiders believe this was a quiet acknowledgement of Shedeur's upside, even if the team wasn't ready to admit it publicly. Others saw it as a chess move, insurance in case their QB room became unstable. Either way, the contract wasn't just a formality. It was a signal. And over the next few weeks, Shedeur would make it look like the Browns front office knew something the rest of the league didn't. Day 7 of Browns training camp wasn't supposed to be a turning point, at least not for Shedeur Sanders. The plan was simple. Give him a few second-team reps, let him get comfortable, and slowly build his workload over the coming weeks. But football doesn't always follow the script. That morning, the Browns' first-team defense, one of the most aggressive units in the league, lined up across from him. Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Grant Delpit, all staring down a rookie who hadn't even taken a preseason snap yet. It was trial by fire.
My expectations have absolutely changed. Absolutely. My expectations have changed because a lot of what we're hearing from Cleveland has changed again.
Most young quarterbacks crack in that moment. They hold the ball too long, force bad throws, or panic when the pass rush closes in. Shedeur didn't. He started picking apart the defense with quick reads, sharp timing, and an accuracy that made even the veterans take notice. By the time the session ended, he had strung together drive after drive without the mistakes that usually haunt rookies. Coaches didn't just see a promising young QB. They saw a competitor who wasn't intimidated by the speed or the stakes. And in that instant, the quiet contract clause suddenly felt a lot less hypothetical. It didn't take long for whispers to spread beyond the practice field. In the NFL, players notice everything. And when a rookie starts making plays that disrupt the daily rhythm, people talk.
The information that was out on Shedeur Sanders came from a lot of people that a lot of people trust and people think that are credible.
After day 7, a few of the Browns' defensive veterans were caught off camera grinning and shaking their heads. Myles Garrett reportedly told a teammate, he's not supposed to be reading that coverage yet. That's not shade. That's respect. Even on the offensive side, the tone began to shift. Wide receivers who came into camp expecting to focus on chemistry with the starters started staying after practice to catch extra passes from Shedeur. It wasn't mandatory. They wanted to. The coaching staff didn't go public, but the reps told the story. By the next practice, Shedeur wasn't just running the second-team offense. He was mixing in with first-team receivers against the starting defense, a sign that the team wanted to see if Day 7 was a fluke or the beginning of something bigger.
And it's that branding, bro, being a walking business brand. He's a 5th-round pick, and he generated damn near well over $300 million already in merchandise sale.
In the NFL, rookies earn respect with consistency, not one big day. But for Shedeur, it was clear. He had already started winning over the locker room. Most training camp storylines are decided on the field. But in Cleveland, the quarterback conversation started getting shaped in the owner's box. Jimmy Hassalam, known for his hands-on and sometimes controversial approach to team decisions, reportedly took a sudden interest in Shedeur Sanders after hearing about his Day 7 breakout. Sources inside the organization claimed Hassalam had been watching practice footage late into the night, specifically focusing on Shedeur's decision-making and poise under pressure. Then came the comment that stirred the pot. While speaking informally to a small group of reporters, Hassalam said, "When you see a young guy process that fast, you've got to at least think about the future sooner than later."
People are trying to assign from a personality standpoint to Shedeur Sanders, and I think that's incredibly unfair to the young man.
That one sentence sent shockwaves through the building. Was this the owner nudging the coaching staff toward a real quarterback competition? Or was it just a casual remark that got blown out of proportion? For Shedeur, it didn't matter. The message was clear. He wasn't just catching the eyes of his teammates anymore. The top office in the franchise had taken notice. And that could change everything. For Shedeur Sanders, the pressure wasn't just coming from defenders on the field. It was coming from every direction. Inside the locker room, veterans were quietly debating whether the rookie's rise was good for the team or a disruption to the plan. Some players loved his swagger and confidence. Others worried it might create unnecessary tension in a quarterback room that was supposed to be stable heading into the season.
99% of the online scrutiny is because of my dad. And he is exactly right. That's why it was really a mistake.
The coaching staff was in a delicate spot. Publicly, they insisted the depth chart hadn't changed. Privately, they were reviewing practice film frame by frame, looking for signs that Shedeur's performance was more than just a hot streak. Every crisp throw and perfectly timed read added another layer to the discussion. Then there was the media, dissecting every rep, every comment, every sideline reaction. Social media clips of Shedeur threading impossible passes were going viral within minutes, sparking fan debates and fueling speculation that the Browns might have found their future star by accident. In just over a week, Shedeur Sanders had gone from rookie curiosity to the most talked about player in Cleveland, and the noise wasn't going away anytime soon. Every rookie eventually hits a crossroads, that one moment where potential meets reality. For Shedeur Sanders, it was coming fast.
When we talk about what I saw, no. Let's not be simple.
The Browns had scheduled a full contact scrimmage against their first-team defense, a unit stacked with Pro Bowl talent and led by the unstoppable Myles Garrett. No more controlled drills, no more limited contact. This was as close to a real NFL game as it gets, without the scoreboard. For Shedeur, this was more than just another practice. Coaches would be watching every snap with a critical eye. The owner would be in the stands. And the veterans he was trying to win over, they'd be ready to see if the rookie's confidence held up under real heat. If he thrived, the quarterback competition could shift overnight. If he faltered, the narrative might flip just as quickly, from future franchise QB to still needs years to develop. Whispers around camp hinted that this was the unofficial decision day for his role heading into preseason. One performance could rewrite the depth chart or cement it for good.
So I'm looking at Shedeur Sanders, and I'm understanding that that man's cerebral mindset is not only on the field. It's off the field, the networking, the building of the brand, the understanding of, okay, the NFL could reject you at any given time, so leverage is always the key.
Shedeur knew the stakes. The only question was, could he deliver when it mattered most? The whistle blew, and the first snap told you everything you needed to know. Shedeur Sanders wasn't here to survive. He was here to take over. On the opening drive, Myles Garrett broke through the line with his signature burst. Most rookies would panic. Shedeur? He sidestepped, rolled left, and fired a 20-yard strike into tight coverage. First down. The sideline erupted. Play after play, the rookie dismantled one of the NFL's most feared defenses. Precision timing routes, laser throws over the middle, even a perfectly placed deep ball that left the safety shaking his head. His composure never cracked, even when blitzes came from both edges. By the time the scrimmage ended, Shedeur had stacked up multiple scoring drives and, more importantly, earned something no contract could buy: respect.
I do think he has earned the opportunity because he throws an incredibly good ball, a very catchable ball, and he's just so accurate. His ball placement is excellent. They had a play.
Veterans who'd been skeptical were dapping him up. Coaches huddled quietly, exchanging looks that said, "We might have a problem or a solution." The critics who'd been calling him overhyped were suddenly very quiet. The rookie who wasn't even supposed to challenge for the job had just made it a real competition. Now, the Browns' front office is staring at the kind of decision that can define a franchise or destroy it. On paper, Deshaun Watson is the investment you protect at all costs. The contract, the guaranteed money, the public stance, all of it says this is your guy. But on the field, Shedeur Sanders is making it impossible to ignore what everyone sees. He's outplaying the veteran. Pull the trigger too soon, and you risk imploding team chemistry, alienating your highest paid player, and sending shockwaves through the locker room. Wait too long, and you might waste the momentum of a rookie who clearly has it right now. The fan base is already split. Half want the Browns to ride the hot hand, to finally gamble on upside instead of clinging to sunk costs. The other half says benching Watson this early would be a disaster, proof the organization doesn't stick to its plans. No matter what choice they make, there's no turning back. If Shedeur starts and wins, the future comes early. If they keep him on the bench, every loss will fuel the storm. Either way, Cleveland's about to find out what happens when hype becomes reality. The Browns can try to buy time, but in the NFL, time runs out fast. Every throw Shedeur makes, every drive he leads, turns the whispers into chance. It's no longer a matter of if, it's a matter of when. The veterans feel it, the coaches feel it, the fans live it. And in Cleveland, a city starving for a football savior, that kind of momentum doesn't fade, it explodes. The next snap Shedeur takes could be the start of a new era, or the first crack in the Browns' carefully built plan. And once the first crack forms, it's only a matter of time before the whole thing comes crashing down. The Browns have a choice to make, but they better make it fast, because every day Shedeur Sanders isn't starting, the storm gets louder.